Let's dive into tariffs, a word you might have heard tossed around in the news, especially when countries are in the middle of a trade dispute. But what does it actually mean for you, for businesses, and for the economy as a whole? At its core, a tariff is simply a tax that governments place on goods coming in from other countries. It's like a toll that products have to pay to cross a border. Imagine you're shopping for a new TV, and you spot one that was made in China. Before that TV even makes it to your local store, it's already picked up an extra cost. That's because, at the border, the government steps in and charges a fee, a tariff, on that imported TV. This fee is added before the product ever hits the shelves. The result? The price tag you see in the store is higher than it would be without the tariff. This makes imported goods more expensive, nudging shoppers to consider locally made alternatives. Governments use tariffs as a tool to protect local businesses and jobs. By making foreign products costlier, they hope you'll buy from domestic producers, keeping money and employment within the country. But here's the catch. When the cost of imports goes up, it's not just the companies that feel it. Ultimately, it's you, the consumer, who ends up paying more at the checkout. Importers and retailers usually pass the extra cost of tariffs directly to shoppers. That means everything from electronics to groceries can get pricier even if you don't realize why. Balancing the need to protect local industries with the desire to keep prices low for consumers is a tricky act. Economists and policymakers constantly debate how high tariffs should be, or if they should exist at all. Right now, tariffs are making headlines across North America, shaking up the way people shop and how businesses operate on both sides of the border. President Trump's decision to reintroduce tariffs has sent ripples through the retail world, affecting not just big corporations, but also everyday consumers. Retail giants like Walmart are feeling the pressure, shoppers are noticing higher prices, and interestingly, Canadian retailers are seeing a boost as Americans look for better deals across the border. So tariffs aren't just about economics. They create a ripple effect of chaos and opportunity, changing the way we shop and the choices we make every day. The next time you notice your shopping bill creeping up, remember, behind those numbers are political decisions, global trade battles, and the complex world of tariffs shaping your everyday life. President Trump hasn't just tweaked tariffs, he's overhauled them, launching a bold and controversial new approach to international trade. His administration has made it clear, the era of business as usual is over. Instead of minor adjustments, Trump has implemented sweeping changes that have sent shockwaves through the global economy. Sweeping tariffs on major trading partners include a wide range of goods, from everyday consumer products to industrial materials. These tariffs are not just symbolic, they directly impact the flow of goods into the United States, affecting everything from electronics to clothing and even groceries on store shelves. The new rates are steep, 10% on most goods, 25% on imported cars, and a staggering 50% on steel. These numbers represent a dramatic shift in trade policy, aiming to make foreign products less competitive and encourage American consumers and businesses to buy domestic. China in particular faces even higher tariffs, escalating trade tensions between the world's two largest economies. The relationship has become increasingly strained, with both sides imposing new barriers and restrictions, fueling uncertainty in global markets. The goal? Rebalance trade, protect U.S. manufacturing, and bring jobs home. Trump's administration argues that these tough measures are necessary to revive American industry, restore lost jobs, and ensure that the U.S. is no longer taken advantage of by foreign competitors. It's a bold vision, but it creates uncertainty for businesses of all sizes. Many companies are now struggling to predict costs, manage supply chains, and plan for the future, as the rules of global trade seem to change overnight. New tariffs on Canada and Mexico loom, complicating future planning for North American businesses. Long-standing trade relationships are being tested, and companies that rely on cross-border supply chains are left scrambling to adapt. U.S. companies face retaliation, making exports pricier abroad. As other countries respond with their own tariffs, American goods become more expensive in foreign markets, threatening sales and profits for exporters. Protecting one industry might harm another reliant on exports. While some sectors may benefit from reduced competition, others, especially those that depend on selling overseas, could see jobs lost and factories shuttered. It's a risky game with global repercussions. Financial markets react with volatility, investors grow nervous, and the world watches closely as the U.S. charts a new course. businesses struggle to adapt, facing a volatile trade environment where prices can change rapidly and supply chains are constantly disrupted. The uncertainty makes it difficult to plan for growth or investment. The impact is widespread, affecting industries and consumers alike. Shoppers may notice higher prices, fewer choices, or delays in getting the products they want. The stakes are high and the outcome remains uncertain. Economists debate whether these policies will ultimately help or hurt the U.S. economy, and businesses are left to navigate the unknown. This trade strategy is a gamble with far-reaching consequences, shaping the future of global commerce and the everyday lives of millions of Americans. Let's talk Walmart, the retail giant known for low prices. Their global supply chain is efficient, but tariffs disrupt this model. Walmart's CFO admits tariffs will raise prices, impacting their edge. Two-thirds of their goods are U.S. sourced, but tariffs hit the rest. They face a dilemma: raise prices or absorb costs, risking profits. Efforts to manage the situation include cost-cutting and supplier shifts. The era of low prices is under threat, affecting millions of families. Tariffs meant to help workers might hurt consumers at checkout. Walmart's not alone. The entire retail sector feels the heat. While Walmart is often the face of American retail, the reality is that every corner of the industry is being affected by the current economic climate. From small local shops to massive national chains, businesses are grappling with the same challenges: rising costs, shifting supply chains, and uncertainty about the future. Tariffs are a hot topic in corporate earnings calls, signaling widespread concern. Executives across the board are voicing their worries, as these new costs threaten to squeeze profit margins and force tough decisions. For many companies, the question isn't if they'll be affected, but how deeply and how soon. Industries from cars to electronics face rising costs and disruptions. The ripple effect of tariffs and trade tensions is being felt in every aisle, from the latest tech gadgets to everyday household items. Retailers are struggling to keep shelves stocked and prices stable as their own suppliers pass on higher costs. The auto industry, deeply integrated across North America, is vulnerable. With parts and vehicles crossing borders multiple times during production, even a small tariff can disrupt the entire process, leading to delays, increased expenses, and uncertainty for workers and consumers alike. Tariffs could raise car prices, affecting major family purchases. For many households, buying a car is one of the biggest financial decisions they make. Higher prices could put new vehicles out of reach for some, or force families to settle for less than they hoped. Electronics retailers like Best Buy warn of passing costs to consumers. As the price of imported components rises, so does the cost of finished products. Shoppers may soon find that the latest smartphones, laptops, and TVs come with a higher price tag than expected. Companies scramble to shift manufacturing to avoid tariffs. Some are moving production to new countries, while others are rethinking their entire supply chain strategy. These changes take time and money, and not every business can adapt quickly enough to avoid the fallout. Toy makers like Hasbro face job cuts and potential price hikes. The cost of making toys is rising, and companies are warning that layoffs and higher prices may be unavoidable. For families, this could mean fewer choices and more expensive gifts during the holidays. Tariffs intended to create jobs might lead to losses and higher costs. Instead of boosting employment, some policies are forcing companies to cut back, close stores, or lay off workers, all while consumers pay more at the register. The global economy's interconnectedness means unintended consequences. When one country changes its trade policy, the effects can be felt around the world, disrupting established relationships and creating new challenges for businesses everywhere. Policies aimed at one target can ripple across industries. What starts as a move to protect one sector can end up impacting countless others, from manufacturing and logistics to retail and beyond. The impact is broad, affecting prices and jobs in unexpected ways. As businesses and families adjust to this new reality, the true cost of these changes is only beginning to emerge, reminding us that in a global economy, no one is truly isolated from the effects of policy decisions. Rising prices hit consumers' wallets, challenging spending habits. The era of cheap goods is fading, replaced by financial uncertainty. Consumer confidence dips as tariffs threaten inflation. Households face tough choices, delaying big purchases and cutting back. Travel and leisure industries feel the pinch as spending tightens. The economy relies on consumer spending, now at risk. The Federal Reserve watches closely, noting tariffs' inflationary impact. High borrowing costs add financial pressure on families. The ripple effect of tariffs extends beyond retail, affecting broader economic health. Consumers brace for a new reality of cautious spending. The future of American shopping habits hangs in the balance. In Canada, tariffs create unexpected opportunities. U.S. price hikes make Canadian shopping more attractive. Cross-border shopping surges as Americans seek bargains. Canadian retailers benefit from stable prices and increased demand. Border towns see a retail boom attracting American dollars. Canadian consumers stay local, boosting domestic spending. The tariffs inadvertently strengthen Canada's retail sector. A policy meant to protect the U.S. economy fuels Canadian growth. The situation highlights the interconnectedness of global trade. Canada's retail landscape thrives amid U.S. trade turmoil. Canada's advantage extends beyond cross-border shopping. American tariffs keep Canadian shoppers at home, boosting local sales. The shift keeps money circulating within Canada's economy. Canadian retailers gain from both American and domestic shoppers. The tariffs create a powerful economic stimulus for Canada. U.S. policy inadvertently strengthens its northern neighbor. Canadian stores enjoy increased demand and revenue. The situation underscores the complexity of global trade dynamics. Canada's retail sector thrives amid U.S. trade challenges. The tariffs' unintended consequences reshape North American retail. Canada's economy benefits from a unique set of circumstances. Tariffs trigger a reorganization of global supply chains. Companies seek alternatives to avoid U.S. import taxes. Canada emerges as a logical choice for new manufacturing hubs. Shifting production northward bypasses steep U.S. tariffs. This shift could lead to new factories and jobs in Canada. Industries from cars to electronics consider Canadian facilities. The move is complex but driven by high tariff costs. Canada becomes a near-shoring hub amid U.S. trade disputes. The long-term impact could be a northward economic shift. Companies rethink strategies in response to trade uncertainty. Canada's stable environment attracts investment and growth. The tariffs reshape North American economic activity. As 2025 unfolds, Trump's tariffs create contrasting realities. The U.S. faces disruption, with retailers like Walmart under threat. Consumers grapple with rising costs and inflation. Canada's economy benefits from U.S. trade chaos. Canadian retailers attract American shoppers and retain locals. The future hinges on trade negotiations and potential tariff changes. The July deadline looms with significant consequences at stake. The situation highlights the law of unintended consequences. U.S. policy aimed at protectionism fuels Canadian growth. The interconnected world economy reacts in unexpected ways. The final outcome remains uncertain, with global implications.